Everyone loves to roast Siri, but the actual truth about Siri, which no one talks about, is it actually good? People actually underestimate Siri because they compare it to Google, Gemini, ChatGPT, and some sort of other personal assistant which includes AI bot. But Siri is actually sitting in the corner doing the thing which he is good at. So ultimately, the answer could be Siri isn't that bad as people make it. So now obvious question here is why people actually gets a bad impression of Siri. The first thing which everyone has to be knowing is that Siri is older than Google Assistant or ChatGPT. And the second main cause of downing reputation of Siri is Apple itself. Apple has always stand steady in a place and not making Siri a much more enhanced personal assistant as other companies are making to. They're always sitting in the corner concerning about safety and the device moduling, and the functions which works on Siri is actually integrated in device itself. And one of the main concern here is that people always tends to compare Siri with the Google, Gemini, ChatGPT and other AI bots. But Siri is actually a personal assistant. It's not an AI bot like ChatGPT or Google Gemini. So it's definitely not good at the stuff which Google Gemini and ChatGPT does, but it is good at the stuff which Siri does. The first thing which we need to know about Siri is that what are the things it do well. Now, all the system level controls like turning on the low power mode, opening cameras, opening setting, opening file, making a call. These are the things which are Siri made up for, and Siri does it in a better than any other assistant as well. Now, in the newer iPhones like iPhone 17 and 16, we have also seen that Siri can also make offline requests. Like it does not have to connect it with internet, and it can locally run the stuff which you wanted, like calculating a normal calculation, making a call, opening cameras, and much more of online things. Now, the problem rises into the bar where you start comparing Siri with Google Assistant or more personally Google Gemini and ChatGPT. Now, Siri isn't mean that it's a chatbot. It's not meant to do the work which has integrated in ChatGPT. Like Siri has launched way back then. ChatGPT does not have any existence till that time. ChatGPT has came now and it's integrated for the chatbot thing, and it is made for that. Siri is a device assistant. ChatGPT is like a chatbot where you can chat on all the stuff which available to online. Siri is a system executive AI. It does all the system integrated stuff, helping with AI, not for the AI chatbot stuff. Whenever you talk about the phone stuff, you talk about phone controls, Siri wins the game. But the moment you start talking about the creative stuff, which requires some sort of, there should be a reasoning for that particular question, there's where Siri fails. Now, the real problem also arises with the terms of Apple's slow innovation. You have seen that Apple has introduced Apple Intelligence 3 or 4 years back, 4 years of their thinking, and still you cannot see other than the making of Genmojis. You cannot see any more stuff of Apple Intelligence, and that could be the major drawback of Siri in this time, because Apple was getting a chance of making Siri better, like integrating with AI. But they haven't done anything integrating AI. They have done one thing, which is including ChatGPT. Like if you ask something more creative question, it will turns out to go to ChatGPT server and then heading those same particular configuration, and then it will deliver you the same result. But it was not meant in the way that Google Gemini has been. Now, Siri's future is actually bright, and the term that it isn't as bad as people make it could be the present form of that stuff, like on-device integration, and could also be the future form of stuff which Apple claims that Siri is capable of. It will more likely to improve the neural engine improvement of overall Siri. Like it will help you to make the phone as a complete assistant of yours. Every single stuff of you, what you say, can be interpreted by the Siri, and it can work you out for that work. On-device generative AI, like we have seen in ChatGPT and Google Gemini, it also will be integrated in Siri, and Siri can do it well best than any other. Like if you ask Google Gemini to create a photo of it, they can easily create that just by your voice. And same functionality could also be integrated in Siri. But the problem for Google Gemini is that it's not well integrated. Like it will not able to configure that whether you are trying to ask a question related to image or you are actually wanting them to create the image. That's the gap of personal assistant and the chatbot. And Google Gemini is not that stuff. It's sort of working like a personal assistant, but it's still a chatbot. Siri case isn't like that. Siri is a personal assistant. It's not a chatbot. If Apple fixes the conversation part, and if they don't want to integrate that large language model or generative AI, but they still turns out to make conversation better, Siri will be a wonderful sort of personal assistant than anyone else. Like one of Google Assistant, they were personal assistant, making the phone integration works well. But Google Gemini is in that level. It can still not, open your camera app for more of sake reason. But Siri is still into that line. And if they make so, it will be great. And until an Apple integrates those stuff in Siri, till the time, keep vibrating. That's right.